Welcome back to my YouTube channel where all things are nails. It's your girl Tay and I am back with another video. Make sure y'all like and comment on my video to let me know what you guys want to see. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe today. And those of you who are already subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Today we're going to do some extra long nails and I'm going to do double tips. This is my first time attempting to do this, so I'm going to do it with you guys and let you see how it goes. So as always, we're going to go in, clip the natural nails down to a shorter length so that when we apply the tips, they're not, too long. And then we're going to go in and file them down using an 80/80 grit file to, just make sure all of the nails are even. Now, it may seem like I'm being rough with this nail hand, but I'm not. It's just that it's cheap and it's time for me to get a new one. And I'm going to get me a new one soon. I just have to mentally prepare to spend like $150. But this new one is going to be nice. So now that we've made sure that the natural nails are pretty much even, we're going to go in and etch the top of the nail just to take any of the shine from the natural nail so that when we do put the tips on, they actually adhere to the natural nail. I also make sure that I dust my nails off so that when I do place the glue on with the nails that they do adhere. Here I'm just sizing the nails, going to make sure that the nail fits properly from sidewall to sidewall. And then after, for the double tips, we're going to go ahead and glue. For this specific nail, I'm going to do a square nail. So I'm going to put the same size nail tip on the end of this nail. This specific nail will be a stiletto nail, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on there, and then I'm going to, for the second tip that I put on, I'm going to go a size down. So for instance, if I put a size 4 tip on the natural nail, I'm going to go in with a size 3 nail tip at the bottom so that it's more of an inward shape. Since I'm doing stiletto, and make sure when you're putting the glue on the tip of the nail that you put glue on the whole tip of the nail so that it does not come off, lift, or move. You know that it's going to be on there. For the coffin nail, I did the same thing. I put the regular tip on that fits from sidewall to sidewall, and then I went down a size for the double tip on the end. And then I actually made a mistake and started to cut the nail at that length. When I said I was doing extra long nails, I didn't mean like extra long nails. These are just supposed to, I was going to cut cut them down to a certain length, and I totally forgot. So you're going to see when I go back and pretty much fix it, I'm going to go down and like cut the nail down, but it didn't alter me shaping the nail or anything like that. So here I just want to give you guys an overview of how long the nails are. Those were super long. Those are super long. And I was just like, I don't see how, because those are really, really long. and then they're curved nails, so they have like this really nice curve to them, but those are extremely too long to, to wear like that. So I did go down that size. If it was left like that, it would be literally extra extra long. I'm only doing extra long nails. Like I said, this is my first time, so I want to work with something that I could. And as I was clipping the nails to like shape them, I was like, these nails look a little too long, and they were. So with that being said, after I finished clipping the sides of the last one, I'm going to end up taking my nail clipper um, and cut the nails down. So I did go down and cut the nails off. Y'all see my little finger keeps getting in the way. Then we're just going to go in and file the nails to the desired shape. Like I said, this is going to be a regular square nail. So I'm just going to make sure I keep my file straight at a 180-degree angle and just go in and, shape the nail. Sometimes with this specific nail hand, I try to get comfortable as I'm filing, but sometimes it's uncomfortable because, like I said, the two nails that's right there, it's like it's in the way. So I'm still trying to find what works best for me. And I'll probably do a nail video on shaping, just so I can get comfortable with shaping, because I think that is my issue with when I'm actually working on someone's hand. I kind of feel like I've been filing too long, or it's taking too long, but I'm learning that I have to be patient and I have to continue to do what works for me, you know. And so the nails, when I was shaping them, they actually did come out nice. You're gonna see when I like go back in, if I felt like it looked funny from a certain view or it wasn't as sharp or nice as I wanted, I went and changed it. But that was a really nice file. And then here for the stiletto, I actually cut too much on the other end, so then I was just basically trying to make sure that I, didn't file too much off, or if I, just to make sure it was like the perfect shape. So I spent a little time on this one, trying to make sure that it was just as perfect as I wanted it to be. So yeah. Also, when shaping a nail, just make sure that I always try to make sure that I don't spend too much time on one side of a nail, or I kind of spend the same amount of time on each nail. Again, here is my nail hand messing up, coming off. And this is why I need a silicone hand, because a silicone hand not gonna do this. So I really need to get one, because this is irritating. At this point in filing, you see where I'm going in. I'm not being really rough on the sides when I'm trying to get those little pieces off. Those things just kind of, I guess, those make or break like a really good shape, in my opinion, because if you leave those on there, like, you could see like those ragged edges that's still on your nail. And me, as someone who used to get my nails done, like a few years ago, I used to get my nails done a lot. And I'm the type of person that if I see anything hanging from my nail, I'm gonna pull on it, or I'm gonna like bother it or mess it up. At that point, my nails are pretty much gonna come off, because after I start picking at something, I'm gonna end up picking my whole, like I'm gonna take my whole nail off. So with that being said, I try to make sure that when I'm doing nails, that I pay attention to those little details, because I really don't like when, as like when I used to sit down and get my nails done, it's certain things like you're looking at it and you're like, this is not supposed to be this way, or this is not. So I try to give that special attention that I feel like I should have been getting when I got my nails done. So that's another good thing that I like about doing nails, because it's like things that I know that bothers people when they're getting their nails done. I can kind of pay attention to those little things. Here I'm just gonna go in and do the coffin nail. I really, when I was filing this nail, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna come out, but it ended up coming out really good. Like I said, you gotta just do what works for you, and you have to give that special attention to each and every nail to make sure it comes out just the way you want it to come out. Do I think it could have been better? Yes, I do. But for me to have been doing this for my first, extended long nails, I think I did pretty good. As I said before, make sure you get those edges. Make sure you come across the top of the nail and you blend the nail as much as possible, especially when you're doing the double tips. You don't want it to be like a dip in between where you are, where you have that nail that's on the natural nail and then the extra tip on the actual tip. You don't want that to be like smooth, 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 dip, smooth. You want to make sure everything is smooth. Okay, so here is my final look at the nails before applying acrylic. We're going to dust the nails off, and then we're going to get ready for application. Normally, I try to make sure that I dust my nails off before I start the prep for application. So I go in and dust off the nails, then I come in with my primer. This is a no-name primer from my local hair store. I make sure I put that on the nail so that the acrylic adheres to the nail, and then we're just gonna go ahead and get ready to apply acrylic. The acrylic that I'm using today is Girl Power. The pink is Let's Go Barbie. The green is called Muga. It is from Nails by KD. She's an Atlanta nail tech, and I really love her work, and I decided to support her because we supporting black businesses all 2020 and after that. Okay, so I actually like her acrylic, but I think the setting that I was in doing the nails kind of altered the way the application was, because it was a little warm in there. So, and then if you know about nails, you know that it has to be like room temperature in order for you to get the flawless application that you're trying to get. So that's why this video wasn't like my best video, but I'm still gonna show y'all because I still want y'all to see all my flaws in me learning how to do nails, me getting to know and understand nails. So with that being said, I'm not gonna really too much like my application in this video, but I know what caused it to be this way. And I used only 2 colors from her line, and then I used Rosebud from Young Nails, because that's something that I normally use, and I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't the acrylic, because I've seen so many people use her acrylic, and I'm just like, I know that it wouldn't be the acrylic because I've done some research on it. So let's get into this application. So I'm going in with the color Muga from the Girl Powder acrylic line from Nails by KE. And basically what you're going to see me put a bead down. And when I went in to try to, like, I guess feather it down, like, it was not moving at all. So I went in with another bead to just try to, you know, see, maybe, I don't know. I just was trying to, like, figure it out or whatever. Make sure it was good. And then it kind of did the same thing, then move. So I went in and I took all of the acrylic off. I probably should have fouled it after I took it off, but I didn't. But it's okay. And then it's like, it was, I don't even know what to say. Like, it was actually melting the way it's supposed to, but it just was not moving. And I know it was, the beads were wet enough. They weren't, you know, so I don't know what was going on. I just know that it was a little hot, and I know that the acrylic and the monomer has to be at least room temperature to, you know, properly work, right? So I was like, maybe that was the case. So I kind of dealt with that the whole time. But I mean, when you're doing nails, any mistakes that you make while you're applying application, you could fix it with fouling. So that's pretty much what I did. I just went ahead and applied it, and I just did it that way. So I couldn't really do the big beads like I like. So throughout this video, it's gonna literally be small beads, small beads, small beads. But I'm gonna do as best as I can with what I'm pretty much working with. Hopefully the next time I apply it, I won't have to deal with that, because it was kind of, it was frustrating because I'm not used to, this is like an application like when I first started. I used to apply acrylic like this, but it was like the acrylic was smooth. It was just because I didn't really know what I was doing. But now I know what I'm doing, and I'm like, this is not supposed to be reacting like this. Like, the acrylic was not moving, like it was stuck in one spot. So I kind of figured it had to do with the temperature. So now I know that I've experienced it, so now I know that I have to be mindful of that. But it's okay, we gonna fix it. It's gonna look a little crazy while we doing this, but once we get to the fouling part, it's definitely gonna come together. I am now going in with the color Let's Go Barbie. I'm going to go in at the tip of the nail to see if I'm still getting the same reaction to the acrylic and the monomer as I did the first nail, and of course I am. So I'm just going to go in and, you know, continue to apply the acrylic as best as I could. with something that I'm familiar with, which is the Young Nails Rosebud color. I wanted to make sure that it was not the acrylic, so I wanted to use something that I'm used to using and I know the consistency of this acrylic. And once I was doing it and I was trying to like fan it down, I realized that it was the temperature that was causing it to, you know, do this. So now I have moved my nail station, so I know that the next time I do nails or the next time I drop a video, it will definitely not turn out like this. However, we are going to work with what we have and we're going to make these nails look as best as possible. Wrapping up the application, I'm just going to tap the nails with the file just to see if they are, you know, finished drying or not. And that is where I realized that it was the heat playing a part in it, because they were like rarely dry. So I went in with the Rosebud and I went and filed it just to make sure, you know. And as I'm filing, I'm making sure that my nail file is at a 180-degree angle, because this is a square nail. So I want to make sure both the side walls and the free edge is as straight as possible. Y'all know how I get into filing and I don't realize that I'm going outside of the frame of the camera, so I apologize about that. The other ones, they'll pretty much be in the frame of the camera. And of course, we back again with the nail coming off, falling all off. Like I said, it's about time for me to get a new nail trainer, because this is pretty much ridiculous. Every time I touch the nail, it comes off. And the craziest part about it is this has been doing this since I got this nail hand. So it's definitely time. So now I'm just making sure that I go over the top of the nail to smooth it out as much as possible, because since I was using such small beads, this was not a smooth application at all. So I had to make sure that the nail was smooth, and I'm going to do this with each and every one of the nails. And I'm also going to go in with the file and use my barrel bit to smooth out the nail. So I kind of got a little irritated here because the nail kept coming off. So I just held it in my hand and filed it to the best that it could be. And yeah. Then I went back to the square nail just to make sure that it was even and smooth on the top. And then I went in with the stiletto nail, to make sure that this was filed as best as possible. Make sure you're going in at a 45-degree angle to file your stiletto nails so that they're not curved on the side or anything like that, but they're straight. I really, really like shaping stiletto nails. However, I have to be really aggressive because this nail file is ridiculous. Or not the nail file, but the nail hand is like, if I don't like squeeze it, the actual little fingertip part is gonna come off. Then if I'm not like squeezing that with the nail, the top of the nail, that's gonna come off. So I'm just filing until it is as smooth as possible and it is shaped the way that I like it. And I realized that since the nails are so long, when they're like hanging down, they look weird. But once I hold them up, you can see that they're shaped really nice. So make sure you guys dust the nails off, and then you can go in with your nail file, your e-file, just to make sure that the nail is as smooth as possible. Whatever you did not get with your nail file, you go ahead and get with your actual drill bit. My file is my nail file is a 80/80 grit, which is a really coarse bit, so it works good when I'm shaping. I really, really like that one. So I mean, it did do majority of the hard part. I just kind of went in with the e-file just to make sure, the drill, to make sure that anything that I did not like, it was taken care of, or anything that wasn't smooth out to the, as best as it could be with the nail file, it did get out with the drill. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and buff the nails so that any scratches or scrapes or whatever the case, ridges was out. We're gonna dust the nails off, and then we're gonna go in with some alcohol just to clean the nail off. And then we're gonna get ready to polish with a gel top coat. I'm not going to put any bling or anything on the nail. I'm just gonna give it the no cleanse top coat from D&D. When you're polishing, I just kind of make sure that I go on the side of the nail, on the side walls, and wipe them with my hands so that it doesn't take away from the shape. Because if you do have a lot of polish on the nail and you just kind of let it drip off, it's going to ultimately mess up the shape of the nail. It's going to make the nail look a little more rounded than it actually is. So I just like to do that just to make sure. And if you guys can't see from that side angle, the nail is pretty smooth now that I filed and drilled to what I think was the best of my ability. And then we're gonna go in with the light for 60 seconds, and then I'm gonna go back in another 60 seconds because also my polish start acting funny I just wanted to make sure that the nail was dry.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
And now this is the finished look of the nails. I still think they came out really beautiful, even though the temperature played a part in how the acrylic laid. I think they are really nice. Thanks for watching my video, y'all. See y'all next time.